49. Unshackling my soul. As summer loomed on the horizon, the year's final quarter dawned with an ominous sense of foreboding. The tempests of our divorce raged on, their fury unabated, and the chasm between us seemed to yawn wider with each passing day. The prospect of extricating myself from the toxic quagmire of my marriage, and by extension my home, appeared increasingly daunting. Progress was palpable, yet every forward stride was met with a counterpunch, sending me stumbling backward or careening sideways. The journey ahead twisted and turned like a treacherous maze, promising only turbulence and unpredictability. Empowered by my newfound understanding of narcissistic abuse, I grasped the singular truth. The only way to triumph over a narcissist is to refuse to engage. For me, this meant rising above the chaos, my composure unshakable, my resolve unwavering. I steeled myself against the temptation of emotional outbursts, instead choosing to wield the sword of logic and reason, cutting through the noise of Henny's absurd provocations. I often recalled his boasts about women's emotionality leading to unfavorable divorce settlements. Each time, I reminded myself of the crucial lesson. I had uncovered the Achilles heel of his narcissistic arsenal. I knew it was vital to stay cool, calm, and collected, to wield logic instead of emotion. This was my battle cry. The tables were about to turn, and I was ready to outmaneuver him. I refused to play his narcissistic game, and instead I chose to surrender, but not in the way he expected. This realization led me to re-evaluate my priorities and let go of the things that truly didn't matter. I harbored a secret. I was willing to relinquish everything he thought I held dear. Without hesitation, I would close my business, sell my house, and abandon Oudtshoorn. For I knew that true freedom lay not in material possessions or financial security, but in the unbridled liberation of my spirit. Henny had grossly underestimated me, and he would never have the privilege of truly knowing me. I took a bold step and awarded a trusted agency in Oudtshoorn an exclusive sole mandate to sell my house, despite the obstacles posed by a non-vacating occupant. I was resolute in my conviction that the right buyer would emerge, willing to sign a purchase agreement and take on the challenge. I had secured a position at a real estate agency in Somerset West, 400 kilometres away from Oudtshoorn and situated near Cape Town. I also found a one-bedroom flat in a brand-new complex where the landlord offered me a year-long lease without requiring income statements. He expressed empathy for my situation and believed I was the ideal tenant for his newly built apartment. As I stood on the cusp of this new chapter, I felt an unbridled euphoria wash over me. The prospect of leaving the harsh climate of the Klein Karoo with its unforgiving landscape and blistering summers was nothing short of exhilarating. Having spent all but 7 years of my life within the familiar yet suffocating confines of Oudtshoorn, I was ready to shatter the shackles of my past and spread my wings. The allure of Somerset West, with its lush greenery, mild climate, and the wild pulsing heartbeat of the ocean was irresistible. I felt reborn, my spirit soaring with anticipation. My house in Oudtshoorn stood on a unique property spanning two stands with separate entrances from different streets. The house occupied the front section, while the backyard had its own private vehicle entrance, discreetly located on a separate street. This secluded access point proved to be a blessing in disguise. As I embarked on a secret decluttering mission, I was driven by the need to streamline my belongings, as my new flat demanded a minimalist lifestyle. The 2-meter high vibratecrete walls surrounding my property provided a secure and private enclosure, perfect for working undetected. Henny, barricaded in the front section of the house, remained oblivious to the transformation unfolding in the backyard. The separate entrance, hidden from his view, was a stroke of luck, a circumstance that could only be described as divine providence. This allowed me to execute my plans without his interference, paving the way for my eventual escape. I was blessed to have Peter and Sandra, a God-sent duo, by my side. With their tireless efforts and larger-than-life hearts, they helped me navigate the challenging task of separating our belongings. We stored all of Henny's possessions in the garage. I also made peace with the fact that I had to relinquish my own possessions that were still in the section of the house where he had barricaded himself. It was crucial that he remained unaware of my clandestine activities. I knew he would stop at nothing to prevent me from leaving. His sense of entitlement to my financial support was deep-seated, despite his history of abusive behavior. I refused to let financial obligations suffocate me. Despite the loss of my business income, I remained steadfast, trusting that divinity would provide. And it did. Financial blessings arrived just in time to cover my needs. I knew that the steep legal fees for escaping my toxic marriage were a necessary investment in my liberation. I stood firm in my conviction, knowing that the law of giving and receiving would ultimately bring a miraculous resolution. As I stood firm in my conviction, trusting that divinity would provide, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. But little did I know, the intensity of my emotions was about to transcend the boundaries of my being, catapulting me into a realm of profound transformation. The intensity, velocity, and ferocity of everyone and everything had escalated to a maddeningly insane scenario. Yet, amidst the demolition, the utter and final destruction, the uncompromising death of it all, a radiant light emerged, gloriously inspiring and uplifting. This resplendent light flooded my soul, spirit, senses, my entire being, transforming me profoundly. As I stood at the threshold of this newfound freedom, I felt an unshakable boldness rising within me, a steadfastness that anchored my soul, a security that fortified my heart, and a trust that declared unequivocally, I am enough. And in this moment of profound self-awareness, I knew that I had finally found the one I had been waiting for, myself.